सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयम् यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। चितिस्वरूपं स्वत एव मे मते रसादियोगस्तव मोहकारितः अतो न किञ्चित् तव चेष्टितेन मे फलं भवेत् सर्वविशेषहानतः। विमुच्य मायामयकार्यतामिह प्रशान्तिमाया ह्यसदीहितात् सदा। अहं परं ब्रह्म सदा विमुक्तवत् तथा जमेकं द्वयवर्जितं यतः। ननु विद्या अविद्ययोः यदि बुद्धिगतत्वम्, if both vidya and avidya are in the buddhi, meaning that they are the nature of buddhi, avidya gatatvam, they remain in the buddhi, they belong to buddhi. Tari Sankhya Siddhanta Prasangaha. So buddhi has ignorance and buddhi has knowledge. With ignorance it creates bhoga, with knowledge creates apavarga. So, पूर्वं स्वानुभव अनुरोधेन साधितं ब्रह्मात्मज्ञानम. Earlier chapter, which was Buddhyaruda Prakaranam, from Svanubhava, from a daily experience itself, we established that Atma is Brahma. Atmana samvadatmakena. This Prakarana is now composed in the form of a dialogue between Atma and the Buddhi. Prakarantarana dradayati, same. The Atma is Brahma is formed up here in a different way, by way of the dialogue between the Buddhi, Atma and Buddhi. Chidiswarupam Sateva me mate. In my opinion, I know that my Swarupa, essential nature, is Chitihi, consciousness. Rasad yoga tava moha karitah. If our yoga association with rasa, rasa can stand for shabda sparsha, rasa can stand for ragadvesha, it can stand for the upadhi, stands for the ahankara, the upadhi, kartrutva, bhoktrutva, all these products of ignorance. Tava moha karitah. It is because moha, the delusion in you, who takes anatma as atma and superimposes the attributes of anatma upon the atma, and that is why there is as though this kind of a connection that I have, I don't have. Sthiti Swarupam. My essential nature is consciousness. Ato na kinchit. Therefore, even if you superimpose this kind of ideas, doesn't affect me because they are superimposition. Is moha. So kartrutva, bhoktrutva is something that superimposed upon me. They don't belong to me. Therefore, I do not become karta and bhokta. The whole idea of moha or brahma is that what appears is not really there. So kartrutva, bhoktrutva of the atma are purely moha or brahma, and by doing that I do not get affected. By superimposing snake, the rope doesn't get affected, doesn't get any poison. So I have not become karta bhokta. So you can do the chesta. You can superimpose as much as you want. That doesn't in any way affect me, who is the Swarupa, consciousness. So Visheshanatah, because I am devoid of all the Visheshas, and therefore this Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, Visheshas, they don't belong to me. So what should you do? Vimuchya maya maya karyatamiha prashanti mayahi. So your chesta, all these delusions, all that you do, they do not in any way affect me, meaning that they are meaningless, they are futile. Your activity is futile, serves no purpose at all. Whatever purpose you may have to make me seek bhoga or pavarga, etc., that doesn't happen. I remain what I am, abiding in my own nature. Therefore, what you do serves no purpose, so you stop doing things. Vimuchya maya maya karyatam. Therefore, all these maya maya karyata, mithya chestitam, the karya, the chesta, which is maya maya, product of maya, vimuchya. You let go because it serves no purpose. The idea is, when would you let go something? You recognize that it serves no purpose whatever. If anything, it damages. If anything, what I am doing is damaging, not only not serving any purpose, but damaging. When I see this fact, then things are let go. So, this vairagya is not giving up, but discovering that what I am holding on to is a burden to me. What I am holding on to, I hold on to things thinking that they gave me security. On the other hand, it's a burden to me and it's damaging me. When I see this, then I let go. Otherwise, I don't let go anything. In our life, we do not let go anything unless we realize the disadvantage, damage that it is doing when I am holding on to something. Vimuchya maya maya karyatamiha. Whatever you are doing, O buddhi, is all out of ignorance. Avidya kama karma. All karma is the product of kama, which is product of avidya, and therefore whatever you do is product of ignorance. Give it up. Ye prashanti mayahi. Then what should I do? Prashanti mayahi. You attain a state of tranquility. That is your nature. This karya pravritti is all born of ignorance. Vedanta would say that any pravritti is born of ignorance. Because in essential nature, which is like ocean, waveless ocean, of infinite depth, there is nothing lacking, nothing wanting. And therefore, there is no occasion for pravritti, no need for pravritti. And so pravritti cannot arise also in non-dual. Buddhi, you are creating a duality which is not there. And creating duality, you suffer a sense of division, separatedness, etc. And then you do all kinds of things. All your activities are born of Brahma or delusion, born of ignorance. Recognize this. Then, asat ihitat, therefore all the ihitam, all these activities which are born of asat, ignorance, which are asat, which serves no purpose, vimuchya, giving up, prashantim ayahi. So this is the way to gain prashanti. To gain shanti of the mind. You have to recognize that all ashanti is born by what I am doing, which is all born of ignorance. That is why, of course, Lord Krishna is prescribing karma yoga, what you should do, which encourages knowledge. And therefore in the Bhagavad Gita we are taught what not to do and what to do. The sakama karma is all product of ignorance. Sakamana. Kamana is ignorance, not activity. And so Arjuna wants to give activity, he gave up the kamana, not activity. And then the time will come when the activity also will be dropped. So when you recognize that activity does not serve any purpose, in the beginning it is the nishkama karma, that kamana does not serve the purpose. Then activity, because the recognition that is praptasya prapti, therefore there is no point in doing anything because the very doing is denying what is. He would recognize this. Asat, all ihitam is asat. Asat means all mithya, born of misunderstanding. So with the right understanding, you will find that there is no need to do any praptasya prapti. That's how prashantim ayahi. You attain total tranquility. And here, when I say that, may you attain cessation in me. That means what? Aham param brahma, atma is same as param brahma. So that was said earlier, also same thing is asserted here. Sada vimuktavat, I am always liberated, ever free. Ajam ekam dvaivarjitam yatah, because I am param brahma, unborn, devoid of any sajatiya, vijatiya, svagata bheda. And therefore what you are seeking is I. Through all your activities, recognize that you are seeking something. That's I, which is your true nature. I am not separate from you. It is like gold having dialogue with a bangle, So bangle thinks that it is separate, serves a purpose and does this and that, and recognize that serves no purpose as far as gold is concerned. So it is this viveka which brings about vairagya, which brings about the cessation of all the disturbance in the mind. That's how the mind becomes tranquil. Now continuing with the next verse. सदा भूतेषु समोऽस्मि केवलः च भूतेषु यथा च खं सर्वगमक्षरं शिवम् निरन्तरं निष्कलमक्रियं परम् ततो न मेऽस्तीह फलं तवेहितैः। ननु अजत्वादि प्रतिपादक शास्त्रात् ब्रह्मण निर्विशेषतया नित्यमुक्तत्वेपि। अजत्वादि शास्त्रात् प्रतिपादक शास्त्रात् अजो नित्य है शाश्वतोयम पुराणः। So this and other passages of the Upanishad Shastra, Pradipadak Shastra. So that Shastra, those passages of Upanishad which expound the nature of Brahman as Ajam, unborn, meaning devoid of all the attributes, all modifications, ever changeless, ever free. Nirvisheshataya. So when Janma is denied, of course, death is denied, and then everything else, so all Visheshas are denied. Nirvisheshataya Nitya Muktatvepi. Nirvisheshataya Nitya Muktatvam. The Shastra declares, expound and teaches how I am devoid of all the Visheshas. Because a Vishesha or a qualification distinguishes me from something that doesn't have that Vishesha. A Vishishta is distinguished from another Vishishta, so Visheshanas distinguish. So Visheshanas confine something to the boundary of that Visheshana. You know, a red flower is only bound by redness. Yellow flower is bound by yellowness. Good, bad, right, wrong, everything is bound by that Visheshana. So anything that possesses a Visheshana or Vishishta is limited. So Nirvisheshata, the reason why all the Visheshas, the attributes or the specifics are negated in Brahman is to show that Nitya Muktatve, that it is free from all attributes, free from all burden, ever free. That Vishesha is a bondage. Any kind of Vishesha that I think I possess, even greatness is a Vishesha. It also is a bondage. Because greatness separates me from smallness. And so when greatness and smallness confront each other, some complex will arise. When I judge myself as great and therefore judge something as small, it is going to create some complex. Some strain or conflict will arise in the mind. Either it will be an ego, pride, arrogance. So, only freedom from all the Visheshas brings mukti. Therefore, the process of gaining freedom, moksha, is the process of letting go of the Visheshas, which is what the Upanishad teaches us. Asthula mananu akhrasvama dirgham. So, alright, Brahma is nirvishesham. So, Upanishads teach Brahman as devoid of all the Visheshas. But how about Atma? Katham Atmanah Dehadishu Anvitasya. Brahman transcends everything. Brahman is not connected to everything. There is nirvishesham, there is nitya muktam. But Atma is connected to Dehadishu Upadhi. Dehadishu Anvitasya. Purushoham, Striyaham, Sukhiyaham, Dukkhiyaham, Kartaham, Bhukta. So there is Anvaya. Atma is always connected with the Deha, the Upadhi. See, how do you even know I am? The I itself is always connected. So I is with the upadhi only. I am. So Atma Dehadishu Anvitasya. Atma is always experienced as in some way or the other connected with the upadhi, body, etc. Then how can Atma be nirvisheshataya Brahma Rupata Sambhavaha? Then Brahman is nirvishesha, nityamuktam. But Atma is always associated with this upadhi. Then Atma such as that, how can it be nirvishesha so that Atma is Brahman? For Atma to be Brahman, it must be nirvishesha. How can Atma be nirvishesha? Ityataha. That I am unconnected to upadhi. Therefore the verse is Sadacha Bhuteshu Samosmi Kevalaha. Bhuteshu Samosmi. I am the same in all the beings. Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gabhyastini Sunichaiva Svabhagecha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Whatever bhutas are there, Vidya Vinay Sam, Brahmana is there, a cow is there, elephant is there, whatever it is, Satvik, Rajas, Tamas, Samosmi. Panditaha Samadarshinaha Nirdosha Samam Brahma. Kevalaha. And therefore, Kevala non-dual. Kevala means alone, meaning non-dual. That is, bhutas or these upadhis, they don't create duality. When you say that Atma is Anvita, or is accompanied by the upadhi, it is not that they enjoy the same degree of reality. Upadhi shines and manifests because Atma shines, but they don't shine in the same locus. Yathachakam sarvagam aksharam shivam. Example. Like space also is samam, kham, samam. Ghatakasha, patakasha, mathakasha, all kinds of akasha. But ghatapata matha, they are all upadhis. But akasha is samam in all upadhis. Sarvagam, all pervasive. Aksharam, immutable. Shivam, auspicious. So I am, this all applies to Atma. Nirantaram, Nishkalam, Akriyam. This is the Shastra. Nirantaram, there is no antara at all. Nirantara can mean constant also, without any antara, without any crevices, without innerness. Or Nirantaram, without any gap, or without any, without any distance between the two periods of time. Nishkalam, partless. Akriyam, actionless. Param, which is supreme, transcends everything. That's what I am. Atma. When you think of the nature of Atma, that's what I am. Tato namestiha phalam tavai tave ahitaihi. So you think that I am Atma is limited. Therefore you are doing activities. All activities arise from a sense of limitation, naturally. So Anvaya, there is an association upadhi. You think that is why Atma is limited because it is manifesting through upadhi. Says no, I manifest through all the beings. And samaha, samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam. So being associated with the upadhi doesn't make me in any way affected by the upadhi or limited by the upadhi. So you don't have to do anything to make me free. You are doing all activities to make me free, to make me happy. You don't have to. I'm already Shiva. I'm already auspicious. Ananda. Therefore, tavihitahi phalam nasti. So that is why I give up. The way the buddhi can give up its activities is restlessness. So all activities, restlessness arise on account of not knowing this. and taking it different from what it is, each verse points out here. So the Tika says, meaning that buddhi, you don't need to do anything. The purpose for which you are doing something is already accomplished. Not recognizing your own true nature is not that Atma, I am like, buddhi also is like that. Buddhi's true nature is Atma anyway. Ultimately, buddhi also has sprung only from consciousness. That's the upadana karana for everything. So when Atma talks with buddhi, it is like the two birds. One bird is buddhi, other is Atma. Buddhi is flying from one branch to the other, seeking different fruits. Atma is just blessing, shining. So even the two birds are shown, not that they're two separate entities. So one bird talking to other bird. You're flying, you're doing, what for? Don't understand the reality, that is why. So there, samane vrukshe purusho nimagna anishaya shojiri mukhyamana. You are in the same vruksha. I am your swarupa. Purusho nimagna, even then this buddhi is nimagna because of identification with the upadhi. Looking at the upadhi. Sadacha bhuteshu cha shabda avadharanartha. To emphasize. Sada eva. Bhuteshu samosmi. Kevalaha. That I'm ever the same in all the beings. All the beings, all the upadhis. Kshetrajnam chapimam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Kshetras are all upadhis. Recognize me to be the kshetrajna in all the kshetras. Kevalaha. Avidya tatkaru visheshan rahitaha. So Kevala also interpreted as nirvishesha. What is visheshanam? Avidya tatkarya rupa. Ignorance is a visheshan, of course, and the product of ignorance, ahankara, mamakara, kartutva, bhoktutva, and everything that brings about identification of upadhi. If the avidya is interpreted as avaranam, its karya is vikshepa, which means adhyasa, which means identification of upadhi, which means all these notions, kartrutva, bhoktrutva. Kevalaha, I am free from all the visheshanas, all the notions about the self, born of ignorance. Sarveshu bhuteshu sameva asmi. Therefore, because I am nirvishesha, therefore I am the same in all the visheshas, upadhis. In Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmana, etc., Satvik, Rajas, Tamas, only when I am not touched by nirdosham, nirgunam, when the upadhis don't touch me, that I do not become auspicious or sacred because of being in Brahmana, or get polluted because I am in a Chandala. Chandalastu satu dvijostu. Whatever it is, Chandala or Dvija is the same Atma. Therefore, samah sarveshu bhuteshu sama eva asmi. That chakara is interpreted eva. उपाधि परामर्शमंतरेण में विशेष उल्लेख अभावाद इत्यर्थः. So it looks like Atma is Vishishta, Atma is Brahmana. Atma is a cow, Atma is an elephant, Atma is a dog, etc. etc. Upadhi paramarshamantarena. Only from the standpoint of Upadhi. Meaning that judging the Atma with identification of Upadhi, not even standpoint. stand by identifying with the upadhi. Only then Atma is judged as a Brahmana, etc., etc. Vishesh ullekha abhavat. If you do not judge the Atma based on the costume in which it is coming, all upadhis are costumes. And so you call this person a king and you call him a Brahmana, you call him a beggar and you call him this. Because they look all different, but that is upadhi paramarsha. It is because they stand from upadhi or judging the person from the upadhi. Upadhi paramarsha mantrena may vishesh ullekha bhavat. If you do not take the upadhi into account, the vesha into account, there is no vishesha in a king and a beggar and a minister, etc. Ityartha. So you think that I am limited to upadhi. That's why you feel limited. That's why you are doing things to become limitless, become free from limitation. A sense of limitation because you are judging me from my costume. Without the costume, I have no problem at all. Sarvanusyutasyapi asangasvabhavataya nirvisheshatve drishtantamaha. How can something be nirvishesham even when it is associated with all the visheshas? How can? So, sarva anusutasyapi, even though it is anusutam, anugatam, pervading, containing everything, asangasvabhavataya, still, if the nature is asangata, nirvisheshatve drishtantamaha. So how something can be associated with all the visheshas and still remain nirvishesha when asanga? Mai saramidam protam sutre maniganaiva. Just as all the pearls are threaded into me, the thread woven into me. So one can pass through all of this. There is asanga. Does not matter what kind of jewel you are, threading into that. Is unaffected. So nirvisheshatva, here akasha is given a drishtanta. Yatha chakham iti. Just as the space is all upadhis, ghata, pata, matha, etc. And still, because of asangatvam, because they are unconnected, unrelated, therefore it remains ever the same. Meaning its nature is such that upadhi cannot affect it. Because space is asanga, unattached, unconnected, that doesn't matter what the nature of upadhi container is, whether it is a ghata or pata or matha, doesn't affect the space because of asangata. And so nirvisheshatve, it is nirvishesha. Yathachakam. There is a cha there also. Yathacha. So says Tikakara, Akashasya asangatvadehe prasiddhatvad. The Akasha's example is a sarvasikritam. Is in fact accepted by everybody. Otherwise it can't be presented as the drishtanta. Prasiddhatvad is well known that Akasha is asangam. No tasmin shanka karya. That asangatvadehe. Akash is sarvagam, all pervasive. Asangam, unconnected. Nirvishesham, devoid all the visheshas, etc. So all of this is very well known about Akasha. Therefore, na tasmin shanka karya iti cha shabdartha. Therefore, don't have any doubt about Akasha, because people may think have different ideas of what Akasha is. So we are talking about the material space, and is well known as all pervasive, as unconnected, as nirvishesha. Therefore, do not have any doubt about Akasha which is presented as drishtanta. Because drishtanta is not established, then you cannot establish the darshtanta. Therefore, As far as Drishtanta of Akasha is concerned, Shanka Nakarya, you should not have any doubt because it's well known. So Yathachakam Sarvagam Sargamityadini Brahma Akashayo Samani. Sarvagam, all pervasive, Aksharam, immutable, Nirantaram is without inside, outside, or Nirantaram, totally continuous, homogeneous, Nishkalam, partless, Akriyam, actionless. Even Shivam you can say, auspicious, pure, Param, which transcends all the elements. So, in a way, you can say that Akasha also relatively possesses all these dharmas. Therefore, Akasha can stand as a very apt example to explain the nature of Atma. So, one can understand the nature of the self by contemplating upon the nature of Akasha, which is given here. Sargam ityadini Brahma Akasha samani. All the attributes that are given here are samani, as equally applicable to Brahma and in Akasha in a relative sense, in Brahma the absolute sense. Yada Akashavat kevaloham sarvabhuteshu samaha. Again, since Akasha is one and equal in all the beings, in all the containers. Samaha ata akasvapaidam sargam ityadi visheshanam param brahma asmi yojam. Therefore, I am param brahma, which is sarvagam, aksharam, shivam, nirantaram, nishkalam, akriyam, param. That being the case, there is no need to do anything. When you recognize, hey buddhi, you recognize this is your true nature, you find that there is no need to do anything, then all activities were born of ignorance of this nature. Ignorance of my true nature, that I am Sarvagaha, Aksharaha, Shivaha, Nirantaraha, etc. From there alone, all activities, you are trying to become Shiva. Trying to become immutable, trying to become auspicious, pure, you're trying to become, you already are. All your activities are born of ignorance. Mayamayam, asadihitam. So all the iha, chesta is all born of ignorance. When buddhi recognizes this, then it is no, then it becomes quiet, tranquil. So all activities of buddhi arise from the misconception that buddhi has about its own self, and therefore buddhi is educated about its true nature. Upadite brahmatmaike phalitamaha. So thus by reasoning is shown how Brahma is Atma, Atma is Brahma. Brahmatmaike, the identity of Brahma and Atma, phalitam. When identity is recognized, then what will happen? Tato namestiha phalam tava ihitaihi. Buddhi recognizes that Atma is Brahma. Then sees no need to do anything, becomes quiet. This is how the quietude, tranquility of the buddhi is accomplished. Buddhi is addressed. Because buddhi is thinking. Buddhi has misconceptions, wrong manner of thinking. Therefore, the right manner of thinking is taught here. Then Brahma Bhutasya Tava, but ihitahi phala abhavevi. Buddhi can come up with a question that all established Brahma Bhutasya, you are of the nature of Brahma. Tava. So I understand that my activities will serve no purpose as far as you are concerned, because you are Brahman, is established now. Mat ihitahi phala abhavepi. Ihitahi. So chestabhi, that my chestas activities will not bring any phala, any benefit to you, because you already have reached all the benefit by your nature. Not reached also. But kathanchit mat chestaya tat sambandhinaha. But by my chesta does not serve any purpose for you, but my chesta can serve the purpose of something related to you. So tvat sambandhinaha, you are related. Tvam prati gunabhutasya pradhanabhutasya va. Gunam, something that serves the purpose of other. Pradhana, one of which somebody else serves the purpose. For example, when I am eating, then I am pradhana, the food is gunam, gaunam, because the food serves my purpose. So in every relationship, gauna and gaunata, gaunam, pradhanya would be there. Upakaraka, upakariya, relationship. So, gauna, pradhana, this relationship is there. Amsha, amshi, avayava, avayavi. So, anga, angi. Between two, there can be one of these relationships. So, I understand that you don't have to benefit from my activity, but maybe something connected to you, something that serves your purpose, or something whose purpose you are serving, they can be benefited. Kasya tasya kvachit upayogo bhavishyati. Of something at some time, in some manner, my activity can be meaningful for something connected with you. At some time, in some manner, it's possible. You say, give up all your activities, but my activities can serve the purpose. If not you, something connected to you, because you then also get benefit. If you do something with my food, enhance the quality, then I am also benefited from there. If I am food and then you are the eater, then also, if eater is enhanced, then something will happen to the food, or vice versa. Iti ashankya. So then you say, give up the activity, but my activity can serve this purpose. So be my dussampada iti. So be, what so be? Sambandha. That sambandha be my dussampada. That sambandha also cannot be sampada, cannot be established in me. Of guna, pradhana, no sambandha can be established in me. Therefore, nothing is connected to me and I am not connected to anything. So your activity will not serve any purpose, it doesn't serve purpose for me. And I am not connected to anything and nothing is connected to me. So the next verse is Aham mamaiko na badanya dishyate tatha na kasyapyaham asmi sangatah asangarupo hamato na me tvaya krutena karyam tava chadvayatvatah. Aham ekaha, that mama goes later. Even though aham mama comes, but the artha krama is different. Aham ekaha, I am one. Mama na, there is nothing that is mine. Vadanyat ishyare, there is nothing mine that can be said to be different from me. So nothing that is separate, that is nothing that is mine. So mama is 6, sambandha shashti. So nothing is related to me. Tathana kasyapi aham. And I also don't, I'm not of somebody else, meaning that I'm not related to something else. So nothing is related to me as serving my purpose. I am not related to something else as serving their purpose. Nothing is Gaunam and nothing is Pradhanam. Why? Asangataha, because I am free from all Sangha or connection or relation. Asanga, why is it so? Asanga rupoham, because Asangata is my nature. I may not be connected, but if being connected is possible in me, then I may be connected in some day. At a given point in time, I can give up the relationship. But if being related is possible in me, if Sangha or attachment or being related is possible in me, then someday it can happen. Something can affect me and get connected to me, hang on to me, related to me. No, asanga rupoham, asangata is my nature. Not that it is a result of my activity or something, it is my nature. Therefore it reflects in my relationship. That's a different thing. I'm a sangha not because of relationship, I'm a sangha because of my nature. Ato nametvaya krutena karyam. And therefore, now not only you are doing such purpose for me, but nothing is, I am not related to anything, nothing is related to me. I am not related to anything, nor is anything related to me. Therefore, name tvaya krutena karyam, therefore, tvaya krutena name karyam, nothing, no purpose is served by your activity. Meaning your restlessness, your activity, give that up. So buddhi can become tranquil like this. Tavacha dvayatvatah, and ultimately, he buddhi, you are not really different from me. So Tika says, so aham mama ekah, says ekah eva aham. That's how ekah is connected with aham, aham ekah. Mama chit swarupasya mama paramathatah sajatya vijatya swagata bhede mana abhavat. How do you say ekah eva aham? I am one alone. On what basis do you say that? Because chit swarupasya mama, of I. This mama is different from other mama. Chit swarupasya mama. I of the nature of chit or consciousness. Paramatha in reality, sajatya vijatya swagata bhede mana abhavat. Because I am chit swarupa, of the nature of consciousness, therefore there cannot be anything other than me. Absolute reality. There cannot be sajatya, one consciousness, other consciousness, because I am nirvishesha. The attributed consciousness, therefore, there is no vishesha attribute in consciousness which can distinguish one consciousness from the other. Like one space cannot be distinguished from other space. Vijatiya, your consciousness, there can be something unconscious. Maya is unconscious, therefore belongs to different jati, nothing exists whatever. Maya doesn't have any existence at all. Maya means that which does not exist but appears to exist. There is no existence there. That's the mithya. When you say Jagat is mithya, Jagat appears to display existence but doesn't contain existence. Therefore doesn't form a separate one, no vijatiya bheda. Swagata bhede, there is no internal duality. I am partless, I am unborn, partless, and therefore no internal differentiation, no external difference. There is nothing other than me. Eka eva aham, I am one alone, means non-dual I am. Therefore, ततो न mama gunabhutam kinchita. So mama, therefore, na kinchit mama gunabhutam. There is nothing that serves my purpose. There is nothing other than me that can serve my purpose. Gunabhuta means that would serve my purpose. Navad anyat ishyate. Matah anyat na ishyate. Mama na manyat anyat ishyate. There cannot be mama. When I say mine, then I am pradhana and what? So I am the possessor. When I say mine, that shows the relationship of possessor and possessed. My book, I am the possessor of book. So I am pradhana, book is gauna, the book serves my purpose. So mama gunabhutam kinchita, something serves my purpose. Mattanyat ishyate namrugyate. You cannot find anything that is different from me serving my purpose. So if you want to do something for something that is serving my purpose, there is nothing because I am one, non-dual. Tatha na kasyapi aham. So, na mama anyadishyate. Tatha na kasyapi aham. Nothing belongs to me, nor do I belong to anybody. Nothing is mine, nor am I somebody else's. Tatha mamapi kasyapi na ahamasmi. I am not of anybody else. Nothing is mine and I am not of anybody. Meaning nothing is gaunam, nothing is pradhanam. When something is mine, I am pradhana, what I possess is gaunam. When I am possessed by somebody, that becomes possessed, becomes pramanam, pradhanam, I become gaunam. So sixth case is between the pradhana and gauna. Sambandha Shashti, my book, I am pradhana, book is gauna. I am a servant, whatever. Somebody is pradhanam, then I am the gaunam. When sixth cases come, that requires two separate entities related to each other. The relationship can be, one of them is pradhanam, other is gaunam. That's how sambandha is. And therefore, either I am pradhanam and the other thing is gaunam. That is pradhanam, I am gaunam. Not possible because of non-duality. So, nama gunabhutam kinchit mattanyadishyate mrugyate. You cannot find anything that belongs to me, cannot anything that I belong to. Kutaha, why do you say that so many things are there? In the world, countless things are there. How can you say that nothing belongs to you, you don't belong to you? I mean, something belongs to you out of so many. You belong to somebody or something. Asangataha. So, tathana kasyapi aham asmi asangataha. Because of asangata. Anishpadita atishayatvat anadheya atishayatvat. Anishpadita atishaya. One who is not acquired an atishaya or excellence. Anadheya, one who is not the adheya or adhara of any excellence also. That's how nirvishesha. And so I am nirvishesha. Nirvishesha is the one in whom you cannot add any excellence, nor you can subtract excellence. If Vishesha is there, then you can take away, and that's how some excellence can be taken away. Or you can add something, that's how you can make him more excellent. I am not subject to improvement that I require something to help me, nor am I subject to loss that something requires to help me, So, nishpadita atishayatvat anadheya atishayatvat ityartha. That's called asangata. In any relationship, asangata is not. Because sanga is only in the mind. When I am related to something, that I am seeking benefit from that, that's called Sangha. Or I think that I can be beneficial to that. So when there is a relationship like this, that either I am seeking benefit from that, or I am providing benefit to that, I intend to give benefit to that. Either something can be added into me by that, or I can add something into somebody else. So, if you examine any relationship, then asangata can be understood. What is sangha? In my relationship, what is the expectation? Do I expect something? Or am I seeking to fulfill the expectation? Either way, sangha is there. If sangha is there, then I am connected, then I am bound by all means. Because then, anything that happens there will affect me. So, putre nashte aham nashtah, putre pushte aham pushtah. When I am connected as father and son, then putre pushte, when the son grows and becomes, great, I become great. Nashte, when he declines, I am declined. So when what happens somewhere else can affect me, that is called Sangha. And so, asangataha, I am a Sangha. I am unconnected, unrelated. And therefore, that is because anishpadita atishayatvat, I am already limitless, therefore no atishaya can be added into me. I am limitless, therefore nothing can be taken away from me. You can be related, all right. But as long as your relation is such that nothing can be added into you, there is no expectation of something being added into you, nor there is a purpose of adding something to somebody else. That would be a Sangata. And so that's how Mahatmas are related, that yatoham asangata. How do you get the asangata? Asanga rupaha. Asangata is not something that I am practicing, it is my nature. Asangata we practice so that we ultimately get that nature. So asangata becomes a value. Asakti anabhishvangaha. Lord Krishna, asakti is a value. So, because ultimately that's my nature. Yataham asanga rupaha. Because asanga, asakti is my nature. Asangayam purusha. Therefore, I am asanga. So, it's not that I become asanga. Otherwise, some karma is required. Ataha nametva krutena kimi prayojanamasti. So, buddhi, if you do something to add something into me, that's not possible. To take away something from me, because sometimes guna can be added, dosha can be removed also. So guna adhanam, when something is limited, then you can always add into excellence into that. Some dosha is there, you can always remove that dosha also. Help can be both ways. Guna adhanam, dosha nivaranam, both ways you can do. But that is not in me. Meaning your activity cannot benefit me, nor can it help me from any kind of deficiency. So therefore, name tvaya krutena karyam. Therefore, your krutena, by your activity, name there is nothing that I have to benefit. Na kime prayojanamasti, karyam prayojanamasti. And finally, kincha. Now understand one important thing. Tavacha advayatvatah. Kinchit tvameva nasi. Advayatvatah. Because between you and I there is no dvaita. I alone am, you are not there, understand. Kinchat tvamevana buddhi, you are not really there. There's a big appearance of buddhi doing. If you examine what is buddhi, it turns out to be zero. Or turns out to be atma. From standpoint, name and form, you are nothing. From standpoint of atma, you are the self. So when you say Jagat is mithya, asatya, it's from name form standpoint. As adhishthanam, it is real. Mat swarupa ajnana kalpitayaha tava adhisthana bhuta mat swarupa vyatireka abhavad. Hey Buddhi, you recognize that you are purely a product of imagination, projection. Buddhi, you are purely a projection, which cannot exist apart from I, the adhishthanam, the substratum. So how did that projection happen? Mat swarupa ajnana kalpitayaha. You are kalpita, you are projected because of what? Mat swarupa ajnana. Because of ignorance of my nature, means ignorance of your own true nature. Tava adhisthana bhuta mat swarupa vyatireka abhavat. So you are kalpana, you are projection, you are product which can never stand apart from the upadana karanam, or the projection cannot do, because all karya karana is only projection. So vivarta upadana karana means everything that is karya is projected. So you are of the nature of, in technical language, you are adhyaropa, which cannot stand apart from adhisthana. I am the adhisthana. So examine, first of all, when you give up all these activities, then you will examine your own nature, you find that you don't have existence independently. But first activities to be given up, then only you can investigate your true nature, that your true nature is myself. That you do not exist apart from asti bhadi priyam, that's adhisthana. So that's what you are. Therefore, abhedecha, when you are not separate from me, then upakarya, upakarakatva, asambhavat, you want to help me in some way, buddhi. That you're upakaraka, I'm upakarya, that's what you're imagining, that's why you're doing things. Abhede, when duality is not there, that same guna bhuta, pradhana bhuta, upakaraka is pradhana, upakarya is guna gauna. So upakarya, upakarakatva, asambhavat. This one that helps, other is helped, is possible between two separate entities. There is no separation. Alam vikalpanaya, therefore, you enough with your kalpanas. Enough with your kalpanas, and all activities are product of kalpana. So activity will go when kalpana will go. Kalpana about who you are. Prashanta eva bhavityartha. So this is the way of quietening the buddhi. Very sophisticated way. What this text is teaching is the true nature of the self, and that teaching is employed here. In observing the buddhi, and how buddhi is active, restless because of its misconceptions. And so buddhi needs to be educated. Uddharet atmana atmanam, that uddhara, to rescue this buddhi, which seems to be merged, or it is, in the ocean of samsara. So that submerged buddhi has to be rescued this way. Aviveka and viveka. So this is, you can say, dialogue viveka and aviveka. Atma here represents the viveka buddhi, talking. Buddhi represents aviveka. And so, from aviveka all activities arise. By viveka the activities will have cessation. Prashanta eva bhavityar, therefore, the meaning is that you become prashanta. Prakarshena shanta. Om. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।